Hello everyone, this is Guy. Today I'm going to have a little showcase of what I'm working on. What exactly are you guys waiting for? So this project right here is a fresh third-person template UE5 project. It has the plugin added to it. I added the Kobold animation set in it. And what else did I do? Yes, I have retargeted this animation right here. I want to have a disclaimer. This is not a setup video. This is not showing you how you exactly are going to set it up in the future. It's not going to be like this. I still need a couple of more days to properly port it all to UE5 because this version is the UE4 version. I just added a few things, not everything, from the new UE5 stuff. So this is just to show you the end result, not how you get there. How you get there, like the setup is close enough, but it's not exact. Okay, I got that out of the way, so I'm going to show you. So this is the plugin. It has a base animation blueprint. To get this base animation blueprint to work with the movement AnimeSet Pro, I have to retarget it. In the future, you will not need to do that. In the future, you'll be able to create a new animation blueprint. You'll pick whatever skeleton you want, and you'll find this KLS base template, and you'll create an animation blueprint from this, and that's all you're gonna need. But for now, I'm going to retarget this, and since I want to retarget it to another this skeleton right here, the one in the Kobold animations, I can't do that right now, so I cannot retarget from UE4 mannequin to UE4. Well, I can, but I have to create one of these assets, and I just want to showcase the stuff. So from UE4 to 5, retarget it. It's not that big of a deal. There's no animations in it. It's just gonna retarget the animation blueprint. That's it. And then again from 5 to 4 to the one in the Kobold, this one. As soon as that is done, I'm going to save it first to be safe, and then move it to here. Okay, now this is our animation blueprint. Let's open it and see what's in there. So this is the animation blueprint. We don't really need this window anymore. It will not be used like this. For example, this is one of the things that I wanted to, like, that is different. Like, you can see that this start state event is no longer being called like the other events, and the loop, they're no longer being called here. They are being called in the anim graph inside their respective animations. So for start, you'll see that this start animation has start event. Like loops, you'll see that this loop state machine has a loop update. I don't need to do the initializing stuff from there anymore. Okay, now that I got that out of the way, this is one of the things that's going to change. Let's look at the actual stuff that you are going to interact with. The motion switching system. Let's make a new tag, call it motion set. And we're gonna add that here, but we do not have any data asset for it. Let's make one. Here, let's make it here. So miscellaneous, data asset, and KLS, Locomotion data. I'll name it Kobold data. Okay, what do we have here? I'm not gonna go through everything in detail, but a few things. Standing, jumping, crouching, as you can see. Let's fill some stuff up so you can see what exactly is going on. So animations in place, I'll go with one of the idols. So we have an idol here. This is gonna be my idle pose, and idle 2, this one I'm gonna make it additive to an animation which will be idle 1 at frame 0. And I'm going to add it here. Idle 2. You can add as many additives as you want. It's an array. I'm not gonna do turn in place or any other stuff right now. I'll just do the loop animations. So walk. I split the animations here to make the video faster. So walk forward loop. You can put leans, I'm not going to now. Right loop. We have our left loop and backward. Okay, start animations. My strafe starts. So walk forward, walk right. Where is it? Walk strafe right, left, walk strafe left, start, and backward, walk backward, start. Where is it? There we go. Nope. Oh. Rotating starts I do have. So right 90, 180 right, left 90, and 180 left. So this start animation, for example, is kind of short. Whether it has distance or root motion doesn't, it's a little bit short. Let's say you think your animation is short and you want it to be a bit longer. That's no problem at all. You just right click it, create animation composite, open the composite, and then go to your loops. And strafe left loop is right here. I want to add it here, but obviously you can't, so I'm going to drag this to another screen for a second, and then drag it there. So here's our strafe start now, left. We save it, we just put it here. Now this supports animation composites too. So we have our rock animations. Let's put our stop. I'll use just the right foot up now. Walk forward, walk right, and left, finally backward. Okay. Now, one last thing. We have post-search metadata. This is the difference between the UE4 version and the UE5 version for now. In the UE4, you need to use sync markers. That's not optional. There's no other way. In here, you do not need to do any kind of setup with any curves whatsoever or sync markers. Just put the post-search data. How are you going to do that? Let's go here, create a new class. Blueprint class, and you're gonna write pose. Here, post-search sequence metadata. This, you will not find this in the release. This is mine at post-search, but this is what you're gonna use. I'm gonna name it post-search post-search metadata. So what does this need? This needs a schema in it. Let's get a schema. So miscellaneous, data asset, and post search schema. It's per skeleton, so I will name it UE4 schema. Okay, so it needs to use the same skeleton that you're using with the animations as the animation used. So which is this one, the one from Cobalt. the mannequin. So like this. And I'll leave the sample rate to 10. I'll increase to 30. Why not? We don't need trajectories. We don't need for the trajectory at all. We need 2 bones, one for each foot. And we need to add at least 1 to this array, 1 index. And hit save and add it here. And then hit save. Now, if we go to here and add this and hit save, you'll be prompted to save all of the animations that you just added to the data asset. We can take a look at this composite, for example. Start left composite is not being used here. No, I used the loop. My bad, guys. Right here. This is what you want for strafe start. Hit save and then you'll see that it has a metadata in now. Okay, now last thing is to get our character using our animation. Save all. So we need to get our character using our animation. So how we do that? Let's go to our character. Switch the skeleton, the mannequin, to use the one that uses the same as our animations. And then this is our animation blueprint. We're gonna add the Cobalt data to it, and here we hit compile. He should immediately get this. Don't mind these, this doesn't matter, you will not have this, but it should immediately work if the animations and the skeleton match. And then we're gonna get this and put it as our animation. There we go, animation blueprint for our character. Now if we open this and hit viewport, this guy should be working just fine. And we need to add one thing for the animation blueprint to actually get its information. The actor component, KLS actor component. And one small little touch I want to do is reduce the speed, because I put only for walk. I'll go through this more, but as you can see that run speed is 375. So if I'm above 375, it's going to use the run animations, and I didn't put any, so I'm just going to keep it low. And I want this guy to stop a little bit. Takes more to stop and takes longer to start. I want to have more weight. And hit save, and let's see how this is gonna work out. Okay, so our guy is sitting there. He's starting, stopping, and there's nothing else that you need to do. Just put your animations in the data asset, as long as they have either root motion in them or curves already put in them of the distance and the rotation curves. Like here, you can see that in general settings, if you have these filled, distance, curve, rotation, it will try to find those inside the animations, instead of using the root motion to extract those stuff. What else? Yes, I also wanted to show the masking system, so really quickly I'm going to show that. Masking system also has a big overhaul. Masking set. Let's add one with masking set as default. We don't have one, so let's create one. Miscellaneous data asset, KLS masking data. I don't know, I'll name it fists mask. So in standing, idle, I'm gonna go and get myself an animation in there. If I put this as it is, I'm gonna save it, right? I'm going to put it here. and hit compile and save. It shouldn't make any difference now whatsoever. He has no mask put on him. Now if you do fill, say, the idle, which is what I'm gonna do right now, animations, and place, there were fists in here, fists, not fists to idle, just fists idle right here. I'm gonna put it like this. This says the mask pose time, so if I open the animation, I can pick any time in here to use as the actual pose for the masking. Right, so I'm gonna keep it like this. I'm going to put the weights of, I'm going to leave the legs alone, pelvis alone, spine 0.5. I want the spine to be halfway in between both. A little bit of additive, so I want the spine to keep some of the motion that it has before being masked. The head is fully weighted. I don't want it to keep any motion. The arm is fully weighted. I want it to keep some motion. Hand fully weighted. I don't want the fingers to change. The hand means the fingers, all of the fingers. So if I don't want them to move. I just want them to get the pose from that. That's it. Arm also 0.2 with left hand 1 without moving. Now if I hit save and go to the animation blueprint and hit compile, so I do have the masking. You need to add one last thing that you need to add is the virtual bones. So you need to add a virtual bone from root to root, name it mask, and one from this one to the root, name it CR mask. And now as you can see, he immediately got the overlay on him. I can make a little bit of more changes, so let's put the spine weight to 1. Let's put some of the pelvis 0.5 with keep fully the weight. The legs also, let's try legs 1. As you can see, he immediately switched his position to this, and in game, in the idle, he'll be like this. But since I didn't put anything in the other ones, he will change. But you can see that this is how the masking system now works. You do not need to put any animation curves. You don't need to bother with any of that. You can use the same now. This same animation, I can put it in moving mask. Like I said, there are a little bit changes that need to be done. This will not be a blend space. It will also be different animations. But even if I use the blend space, it allows me to use a mask for the entire blend space instead of per animation. But like I can use the same animation in jump, for example, but change its weights. I don't want the legs to be affected. I don't want the pelvis to be affected. I want the spine to be affected, for example, while jumping. I don't need to make a separate animation and put its curves and so on. I think I covered everything. This was actually way longer than I wanted it to be. I just need a little bit of more time to finish this stuff in Unreal Engine 5. Put the control rig stuff like they're supposed to with functions and stuff like that. And I will see you guys on the release video hopefully soon enough. And thank you very much for waiting and being patient, for everybody who is. And I hope that you guys think that this is good enough and you guys are excited for this. So I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you guys the strafing stuff. So I'm gonna do it really quickly now. Set rotation mode. So I'm gonna set it to control. And I'm gonna hit play. And this guy will strafe. As you can see,